All right, let's talk about a number that sounds absolutely insane to most people. $10,000. Not a month, not a year, a day. And you know what? Today we're going to break down the actual realistic roadmap to get there. Let's get into it.
Just let that sink in for a second. $10,000. And yeah, we're not talking about a week or a month's work here. We are talking about $10,000 every single day. This isn't about some lucky break or going viral. It's about building a machine. When you do the math, that comes out to over $3.6 million a year. Now, the business plans we've looked at lay out a really clear step-by-step path to make this happen, not in a lifetime, but in the next 2 to 5 years. So the question is, where do you even start?
It all starts right here. Phase 1. Honestly, these first 90 days might be the most important of the whole journey. This isn't about making money yet, not at all. It's about making the right choice so you don't waste the next couple of years going down a dead-end street.
So what's really cool about this is that it shows there's no one secret way to do this. There are at least 6 proven vehicles to get you there. You know, if you got deep expertise in something, high-ticket consulting could be a really fast track for you. If you're a beast at sales and getting things done, an agency might be your quickest path. If you love the slow and steady grind, building content and an audience is totally viable, but you gotta know it's a longer game. The whole point here is to match the path to what you're already good at and how patient you're willing to be. Just looking at this list, which one kind of calls out to you? That's your first clue.
And to make that choice, you've got 3 things you absolutely have to do, no exceptions. First, you have to be brutally honest with yourself about what you're actually good at. Second, don't try to create a brand new market. It's too hard. Just go where the money is already being spent. And third, and this is the one everybody skips, you must talk to at least 20 potential customers. Get their feedback before you build anything. Seriously, don't write a single line of code. Don't design a logo until you've validated the idea.
Okay, so you've picked your path, you've talked to people, and you've validated it. Awesome. Now comes phase 2. For the next, say, year and a half, your whole world is about one thing, and one thing only. Proving this business idea is the real deal. And this right here, this is probably the biggest secret of this whole phase. Do not, I repeat, do not compete on price. It's just a race to the bottom and you'll lose. Charging premium prices from the get-go gives you the profit margin, the cash, and the confidence you need to actually grow this thing. Undercutting everyone is a total trap.
Look, your mission here is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. First, just focus on getting your first 3 to 5 paying customers. Prove that people will actually give you money for this. While you do that, write everything down. Document what works, what doesn't. You're building a playbook. Then pick one way to get customers, just one, and become the best in the world at it. Don't dabble in SEO and ads and social media. Go all in on one. And finally, you have to be aggressive with your profits, because that money isn't for you yet. It's for the business.
You've got to be reinvesting at least half of every single dollar that comes in the door right back into the business. Think of it like this. This is the rocket fuel that's going to shorten your timeline from 5 years to 2. Capital makes everything go faster.
And then, one day, you'll hit this number, $1,000 a day. That's $30,000 a month. And when that happens, you've done it. You have officially proven that your model works. This isn't a guess anymore. It's a real, living, breathing business. But now comes the hardest part. Welcome to Phase 3. This is the great filter. This is where most entrepreneurs get stuck forever. And you know why? Because the exact skills that got you to $1,000 a day, the hustle, doing everything yourself, those are the very things that will stop you from ever reaching 10,000. This next jump requires a total shift in who you are.
And this is the shift right here. You have to stop being the person doing the work and become the person who builds the systems that do the work. You have to go from being the operator, the one in the trenches, to being the architect, the one designing the whole thing. Your personal effort can't be the bottleneck anymore.
So how do you actually do that? Well, first, you hire people to do the things that aren't worth your time anymore. Then you productize your services. You turn that custom one-off work into scalable packages with fixed prices and scopes. You start stacking recurring revenue, think retainers or subscriptions. Now's the time to finally add a second way to get customers. And you guessed it, you raise your prices again. The road to 10,000 a day is paved with fewer, better clients, not just more of them.
But look, scaling isn't just a mindset thing. It's about math. So let's just cut through all the motivational fluff for a minute and look at the cold, hard numbers it actually takes to hit that $10,000 a day target.
And this breaks it down so clearly.
The goal looks totally different depending on your path. If you have an agency, maybe it's 30 clients paying you 10 grand a month. If you have software, it's 3,000 people paying $100 a month. If you're a consultant, maybe it's just 10 really high-value clients paying 30 grand a month. When you see the actual math, the goal stops being this abstract dream and becomes a concrete, tactical plan.
So the math is clear, the phases are clear, but none of that matters if you don't get the mindset right. So, you ready for the really hard part?
Here they are, the 5 brutal truths. Number 1, there are no shortcuts, period. Anyone trying to sell you one is just selling you the shortcut itself. 2, your income is just a reflection of the value you create. Stop chasing money, start creating more value, and the money will follow. 3, staying power is everything. Most businesses die in the first year. If you can just survive, you have a massive advantage. 4, capital makes everything go faster. It's not required, but man, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire. And 5, your network really is your net worth. The people you talk to and the rooms you're in literally determine the opportunities you even know exist.
After all of this, the phases, the numbers, the hard truths, you might be thinking this is just impossibly complicated. But actually, this entire journey can be boiled down to one single, elegant formula.
That's it, a valuable skill, multiplied by a scalable way to deliver that skill, multiplied by consistent marketing. That's the engine. That's what gets you to $10,000 a day. The formula itself is simple. The execution, well, that's everything. So the only real question left is which skill are you going to master first?